What is something? Yeah. They say watch party?
Welcome live, sports talk for the culture. What's up, fellas?
What's happening, man?
What's up?
Good afternoon. We got Duke in the house.
What's up?
Jonathan in the
What's going
house.
on?
Nate
How you doing?
and the handsome guy Doug
Hey.
in the building. Definitely. Back on this Saturday afternoon, talking sports live for the culture. We got a lot to talk about. Got a lot to discuss.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of situations in the association. Definitely, moving forward, looking at that. The NBA finals have definitely taken a turn.
Yes, it has. We
We
don't need you till we need you.
Some things were unexpected, but Toronto and Golden State battling out, and the best player on the planet right now, the Claw.
Yep.
It's clawing its way with Toronto, and they're one game away from an NBA title, taking 2 games on Golden State's home court. Klay Thompson didn't play the first game. They pretty much maintained a 10-point lead. Klay played the fourth game. Game 4 he played. They jumped out on him a little early, but Toronto just kept coming, and turned the tables in the third quarter with a 37-point third quarter. 37 points in the third quarter, blew the game open, and held on to it. What's your opinion? I had Golden State in 6. I'm wrong. Because I thought this Western Conference was supposed to be all that. But we'll get into that. We'll get into the Western Conference being overrated. But what's your guys' thought on this 3-1 lead by Toronto?
I mean, it's what it should be. I mean, it's no KD, it's no Clay. I mean, Iggy's banged up. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's not the Raptors' fault. Just like it wasn't Golden State's fault when everybody went down the last 3 years for them.
Yeah.
But Raptors doing what they should be doing. I mean, I'm not surprised with my 2 of my 3 top scorers is out. My best defender is hurt. And now you got the Claw. He doesn't even have to be the Claw on defense because there's no score. Other than Steph, but he's not going to guard Steph all night, run around screens. So he doesn't have to work on defense tonight. So he gets to put all his energy into the offense. So he's doing exactly what he should be doing, and the team is doing exactly what they should be doing. With getting a banged up team, handed to him.
Did
But there was talk they didn't need KD.
Yeah, it was talk.
Well, Draymond Green called KD a B word to his face earlier in the season.
Yeah.
Like, you joined us.
Yeah, joined us.
I don't know. I'm gonna put that out there. I mean,
KD. That's why KD's sitting back watching right now. Like, oh, y'all don't need me, huh?
And that injury was bad. That injury was badder than it looked, man. He's not coming back.
yeah.
Well, nobody saw 3-1. Let's put that out there.
No.
We didn't see that. But as Jonathan said, the injury bug came. When somebody's down, you're supposed to put your foot on their neck if you want to win, and this is what we are
It could
seeing.
have really been a sweep. If they didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing about it
Might be a
is
jumbo
the narrative was we don't need KD. We running through stuff. He can stay on the sideline. We finding out a whole lot now about everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And typically when you go through games like this, the stars get exposed for what they really are, right? As we see now, the Claw is the best player on the planet. There's no question about that. He's better than Steph. There's no question that he's better than Klay. If it was a question before, it's no longer a question now. He's the best player playing basketball. So that's what we found out. Now, being down 3-1, can Golden State come back? That's where we're at. Can they come back? They have the pieces to do so. And they probably the only team in the NBA to be able to come down and win 3-1. Because guess what we found out? We found out that Steph couldn't do it by himself.
Oh, no. You're not.
Then we found out that when Klay comes back, that Klay and Steph can't do it by themselves.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, our other piece that's better than anybody on our team, when he's back, can we somehow get out of this hole? So that's what we found out. So moving forward, if KD decides or they win this whole thing when he comes back, he's gonna have a place in history. Because, like I said, like we said before, we didn't need him, right? But it looks like we do need him to win.
Well, LeBron's not there. They don't need whatever. They don't need a KD. LeBron's not there. But this team they're playing is a team that has a high IQ.
Very.
They play basketball well. They play the team concept. Pascal.
You got the athletes.
Pascal Siakam is every other game. I'm doing work. So this is going to be a hot game where somebody else stepped up. Serge Ibaka has stepped up. Definitely doing what he's doing. And he's been like a resurgence, lately. Him and Pascal, and then Lowry's doing what he's doing. But the interesting take on the Warriors, and we said, look, this is a defining moment for Steph. And I went back to something that Sonny Hill said, like after you have when a guard has a big game, a guy that size like 47 or Iverson's 48, he said your legs to come back after a day. I had posted it's only one day rest after this game, after game 3, and Steph put up 47. It'll be hard pressed for him to put up another 50 because he's not going to get no easy buckets. He's not 6'11", 7 foot. He's not going to get a couple dunks.
Well, we talked about these guys and his mileage they got on their bodies now. Like this is what makes you superior, and then this is what makes people focus on this guy. Who is he training with? Like he must be a freak, right? Because you see guys breaking down. Yeah. And then we can go right back to, and we probably shouldn't stay on this topic for a long time, but some people are going to love it. It is detriment to LeBron. This is what's coming. This is what's surfacing. How great of a player that he is. He's a great one who actually put the franchise on his back. Everybody's not built to carry franchises. All right,
physically.
We seen enough of them, but there's not a whole lot of guys in the history of our game. So we found out about this Golden State team who can actually do that. So LeBron did that against this Golden State team.
Yeah.
So,
And the thing about Leonard, his demeanor, no wasted emotion. He just plays his game. Wait for it to come to me. Just steady as the hand.
Everybody wants to find out what's going on with Kawhi. He comes off as the nice guy, but then on the court he's a mass murderer.
Yeah.
I know every coach in America is probably watching this final and they're like taping it and they're using cut-ups and snippets to show their players not the things that he's doing on the court, but just his demeanor. You know what I'm saying? How he handles himself, the highs, the lows, never too high, never too low. And just, even in press conferences, the way, if you think a question is stupid or you don't want to answer it, you can answer it in a way that you can let it be known that it's stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, absolutely.
Think it's stupid, or you can give them the answer like he's been giving them. What would a championship mean to the fans of Toronto? I don't know. You'd have to ask one of our fans.
Hey, just as simple as that, right?
Yeah,
but I think that
go to the source
with him. We see his work, and there was some question marks for a lot of people when he was in San Antonio, right? I think we can put that to rest.
Yeah, but all that's been laid to rest.
It's over.
They didn't have a eulogy. They didn't have to repass in the
way. Oh, it is.
And one thing about sports that I dislike is, like you say, when people are outside. I don't like to use the thing, well, you didn't play, so you don't know. But when people are outside of a situation and they say things like, well, Kawhi quit on the Spurs last year. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what he was feeling, what he wasn't feeling.
What he went through,
You know what I'm saying? And it could have been a contract dispute, whatever. It could have been whatever, but nobody
looks
knew.
like it could have been a whole bunch because there's nothing bothering them now.
Well, and then everybody writes the story of, hey, this guy quit, this guy's this.
Because it always goes to the
that.
athlete.
It always goes to that. Because and part of it is because he doesn't explain himself.
Yeah.
So because he doesn't explain himself, okay, you might be a little pissed off that he doesn't explain himself. So what do? You write the negative picture. Okay, you don't want to talk. Well, I'm gonna write this, story about you, and I'm gonna paint this picture. That's the way they kind of try to bribe you into talking. And well, if you don't talk to me, I won't have any a choice but to run the story this way.
And then it's for the athlete, there's no obligation on the business side of things. Like you want to be, you want to be in touch with the fans. You want them to let them know how you're preparing to do things, but you don't have to you know, you don't have to talk about your business side of the things, and then you can keep it moving because it doesn't matter to anybody.
And to me, it's like an entitlement thing. That's big to me right now. So it's like an entitlement thing that because I'm the media, okay, if you get an athlete that doesn't want to talk and they come off, you know, kind of arrogant or rude or, you know, just says the same answer over and over again and it's clear they don't want to be there, you know, okay, you can see that. But when you get a guy that really says, you know, I'm here to play basketball, you know, you want to ask me about basketball, I'm going to answer your questions. You ask me about anything else, I'm not obligated to answer that. And because I don't give you a look into my life, even though 99.9% of the athletes do, you know, the media and the fans
social media
believe
and stuff like that.
or feel like they are entitled to know those things.
Yeah, we'll get
They are
entitlement
entitled
too.
to know what makes him tick, what makes you do this, what makes you do that. Well, just because Kobe liked to post his workouts and he liked to tell you what motivated him doesn't mean that I have to tell you that.
Right, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where I feel like it's a sense of entitlement that you keep poking and prodding and asking these questions when clearly you see this guy doesn't want to answer the question, and he's not being rude about not answering your question.
Yeah, he's not being a
You know
jerk
what I'm
about
saying?
it.
So, you know, I just think that's a sense of entitlement on all of our parts, or you know, the people that want to know what is up with this guy. Why is he so quiet?
Why does he still have cornrows?
Yeah.
like the whole 9 yards. Everybody wants to know. Like,
I
that's
still
his
drive
hair.
a blaze. We got a couple shout outs. We got Gene Linda. We got Jody.
What's up? How you doing?
What's happening?
Definitely.
We got Tonisha Moore, Miss Moore.
Hey, Miss
What's up,
Moore.
Miss
How
Moore?
How you doing?
We got Relena.
Hey,
Moore.
Relena.
We got Relena tuning in.
Definitely. Another player that's taking steps. He's up and down, but he's been solid. Is Pascal Siakam. He's a guy that they broke down his offensive game. He gives you that athleticism. He's been playing with a lot of confidence. Even though if he's missing shots, he's still taking the shots. Like he's still like, I'm on here. I got to do work. And he's been tremendous in his development, coming up and giving them another advantage. He's a mismatch. Definitely when they try
athletic, long.
When they try to put Clay on him, and he's not. And here's the thing about the basketball IQ. I mean, he hits some corner threes, but when he has Clay and them guys on him, he's going to the basket.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
putting his back. He's like, I'm going down low and doing work. I'm getting these easy buckets, or the double team that needs to come is going to free somebody else up. And so they're really playing at a high level and a high IQ, regardless who's on the court. You know, for Golden State, look, you suit up with your team. You got to make plays.
Right, and I'm more impressed with, you know, the Claw, obviously, in the way that they're playing. But it was this thing about when you're a great team, whether no matter the sport, football, basketball, whatever, that you kind of have the edge on somebody because you've been there. Toronto's like, you got to play.
Yeah.
Like, beat me. You know what I mean? This is what we're going to do. We don't care about what you did last year. Let's play, you know? And I feel that from Toronto, which I'm appreciating because they don't care, you know, how many, you know, championships you got, what you average. You didn't play us, you know? So let's go play ball.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it. You know?
Shout out my cousin Tony, little Tony. Tony Dickerson just tuned in. But what the thing with Toronto is the reason why they have that, I feel, is though because they have leadership. You know, it's not like they're just a bunch of 22-year-old kids. Like Kyle Lowry is seasoned, you know, at the point guard.
Gasol.
You know, Gasol is seasoned. These people that been in the playoffs, you know. Ibaka been to the championship. You know, these people that
Danny Green.
that put in work. Danny Green, Kawhi. You know, they have the veterans, you know. Okay, they didn't win championships, but they had the veterans. I mean, Kawhi and Green won the championships, but I'm talking about Serge Ibaka and everybody. So they have the core to actually say we don't care, like you were saying.
Right.
We don't care what you're doing. Like we're not a bunch of
and
kids.
You shouldn't. When it comes to the opponent, you should care less about what he did, or you shouldn't. Nah. Earn that.
And Golden State they just outmatched, man. They got too many matchup problems.
Well, you know they got the injury bug too. They didn't have it. You know? I don't remember them getting the injury bug.
Because even
5 years in a row.
When it rained, it poured.
Only
Hit them hard this year.
Well, we talk about the injury bug. We talk about Lowry and what he's been giving them, and we talking about Golden State. I give all the credit to Toronto. They're handling their business.
Right.
They came out of the tougher conference. And they're handling their business. And the big thing is about KD. But here's the one thing about KD, and I'm put this out here. And we're talking about Golden State.
Go ahead and put it out there.
They're 5 wins. If they lose this series, they're down 3-1. They are 1-2 without KD in the finals. The one victory is over LeBron without Kyrie, without Kevin Love, injury. That's their one victory. They're 2-0 with him. What does that say about their legacy and KD's? And they were fortunate
I believe they're like 8-10. Like the winning the loss. I believe they're like 8-10 too. I honestly.
Yeah.
I believe like they won 8 games and they lost 10.
It's the other way around. I think they 10-8.
No, I think they're 8-10 now with these 3 losses.
They almost playing with
7.
Hey, however you want to cut it, they flirting with 500.
I think it shows. I think it shows that
they 8-10.
It would have been
or 8-9.
Just like everybody knew, it would have been a lot more competitive. Like we all knew that when Kevin Durant went to Golden State, he swung the balance of power dramatically.
Right, it become invisible.
That stopped LeBron from winning like 4 in a row.
Right, because we know that we don't know necessarily that LeBron would have won it. We believe he would have won it, right?
Yeah, but it would have been.
It wouldn't have been
a sweep.
The rollovers like it was with Kevin Durant,
right,
in the mix because.
And then without Kyrie Irving,
right? Because I don't want to take anything away from Golden State. They're a good team. They were a good team before they got Kevin Durant.
Absolutely, right.
But to say that they were
9,
right, but to say that they would have beat the Cavs those 2 years, the way they beat them without Kevin Durant, I really don't think you could say that. And I would have liked to see that. Right. And I think more than anything, that's where people feel like Kevin Durant kind of. I ain't gonna say robbed us of a couple of great years.
Everybody's robbing us every year. If you think about it.
I think the thing with Kevin Durant was, no matter where you go, I think the thing with Kevin Durant was he went to the guys that beat him.
Oh yeah,
he didn't go with another squad. Look, these guys whipping my butt. Hey, I need some help over here. I'm gonna jump with you guys so I can beat these guys.
Right.
Now I got my squad with me. We taking you out.
Right.
So I think, like you said, the question you asked about the Warriors, their legacy or whatever, their legacy is. We needed help to beat LeBron James. Yeah. If they don't pull this off without Durant, that's their legacy. We needed help.
That was my question. Now, if Kevin Durant comes back, do you think it's more great that he come back and he win, or he stay out and they lose? What do you think is better for him? Because we all
come back and win.
We all tamper with his legacy because he went there. So
if he come back, I was just saying this.
Look, he needs this is what he needs to do. He needs to stay out, get healthy.
Because he's leaving.
Come to Philadelphia.
Because you're already leaving.
That's what he needs to do.
That's what he needs to do soon.
That's what he needs to do.
No, what he needs to do is stay out and be healthy. But just to know off what you just said, if he, like those 2 options, is if he come back and win, it kind of solidified him making that move. Like across the world, that was the worst move any player could ever make in the history of sports.
Absolutely.
Period. But if he come back and win, it's going to be kind of justified. Like he didn't need them; they needed him.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it kind of smooth that over a little bit.
I think Durant is in a win. I should say a no-lose situation. Because if he don't come back and they lose,
I told y'all
he's hurt. You know
what I mean? If he would have been there,
win without him, so you see how valuable he was, what he meant to the team. If he comes back and they win. Oh man, he just catapults himself.
Automatically,
they did the 3-1. He come back,
Finals MVP back. Like if you win, like
if he comes back and they lose, well, he was rusty. He been out X amount of games.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think the only way that it kind of tarnishes him is if somehow they were to come back and win without him from 3-1.
Yeah. Now, another thing is, what is this going to say about Steph? Steph is like a to me, we all watch the finals. He's like he doesn't show up in the finals as good as he is regular season, good as he is getting here. He chokes a lot.
I mean, he gave him
47. He's been showing up in these finals.
But he's averaging 30 points.
I'm not even talking about this final.
Oh yeah, he hasn't played. But
I think in all his finals, he doesn't play well.
But I think that
in
stems
the closing minutes.
I think that stems from the being able to shoot and be able to score. It stems from being, as we say, like you can't coach size, you can't coach. Big guys are better than little guys. Great big guys.
If LeBron would shrink the way Steph does in the closing fourth quarters. We would be on LeBron back. The world would be on LeBron back so much. But when Steph does it, everybody just looks it over.
Well, Steph is not in that conversation. Like some people, like Iggy put him in that conversation as the second best.
I was just about to go there soon.
But if you're the second best of Jordan,
you 2-time MVP, you in that conversation.
Steve Nash 2-time MVP.
Right.
That regular in that conversation.
It's called a regular season. Because for a reason,
regular
the playoffs,
season. You know what the playoffs do.
Yeah, so I think Steph And Steph's ability to shoot and try to lead a team, he knew it. That's why they said they had to go get KD to beat LeBron. Because he knew defensively in his games, when you start playing these games, you start getting the wear on, you got to go like every other day. A shooter don't have the legs. I don't care. And he's getting older. Like, when you get to the end of the season and they don't rest him, he can't.
He got 100 games in.
I would be shocked. When he had 47 in game 3, that was the game to try to steal one. Because I knew coming back,
he couldn't do anything.
Like
Sunni
Hill said,
47.
He's not going. He doesn't get dunks. Like, he doesn't get like a lob in, bam, like 3 or 4 of those or whatever. He don't. You got to run around and work hard to get where he's at.
And
he's a great player, great shooter.
Hard. You see him constantly moving. He's working,
and they're going to make him work hard. So that's the one thing. This is the one thing where I think when people start throwing around Steph and the other great players, they discount the fact that Allen Iverson put up with this for every game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Regular season, then in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right. He come across half court, they taking the ball out.
Right.
That's what they doing to Steph now without KD and a hobbled Clay.
Yeah.
He's getting all the attention.
Yeah.
And he's making plays and he's scoring, he's getting his 30 or whatever, but it takes a toll on you.
Right.
It takes more of a toll than it normally would if Klay Thompson's out there doing his thing. If Kevin Durant's out there doing his thing, it takes more of a toll on you. So
strength in numbers.
He's seeing, and everybody, and don't get me wrong, I love Steph Curry. But now he's getting to see, and everybody's getting to see what it does to you when you actually have to be the man. And I'm not saying he couldn't be the man on the team. He would definitely lead the team in scoring and all of that. But you see what it does to your body and why a 6 foot, 165 pound Allen Iverson got as many accolades and kudos and respect around the league that he did.
Right.
Because he did carry a team for a decade, you know what I'm saying, on his back. And,
all the way on his back.
And everybody's looking at it. They know at 6'6", 220 pounds, they know how hard it is for them.
Yeah.
So they trying to imagine how is he doing this at 6 foot, 165. And like I said, now Steph Curry is getting to see it. He shoots the ball and his ball handling is excellent or whatever, but he doesn't really give you anything on the defensive end. He doesn't really give you any rebounding, so he has to score. And then, like you said, he doesn't get easy shots. He's scoring as a shooter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everything is put it on the floor, or, create your own shot or running off a screen. So, he's doing a lot, and he gets to see. Now he's seeing what you said, and like you said, the difference with LeBron is you can lob it up to LeBron if he got a lob, and he can just jump over Steph and drop it in without working too much. You know what I'm saying? Steph can't do that. So,
well, he what we find out is in these playoffs we get a chance to, kind of like carve our own stone. We look at Steph now, right? We look at Clay now. Like, it's clear that, LeBron is like a better player than those guys. Now, the comparisons are not over. Now we starting to appreciate what LeBron did, right? Because everywhere he goes, he kind of carries things. Now, we might not like the way he goes about doing business, going to teams and recruiting his players, being a GM and player. We might not like that, but we can say now that there are not, and I say this all the time, that we find out about that there is not a lot of guys that can carry franchises. And this is what we find out in these playoffs. Like, free agency's coming. It's a big year, 2019, right? Mm-hmm. Are you taking Clay to carry your franchise? Are you taking Steph to carry your franchise? You see what I'm saying? Are they just good pieces, or do you want them to carry?
Here's the interesting.
And I think this is what's happening. This is what we're seeing in these playoffs.
It all depends what you have in the pieces. And I said this, I brought this up, and I was going to talk about this a little bit later. When we talk about Ben Simmons, like Ben Simmons and Embiid are two pieces, young pieces. Ben Simmons is a Draymond Green 2.0. So the Sixers need to go out and find themselves a Steph and a Clay. They need to go find shooters and ball scorers to add to their team to make a run.
Right.
Because Ben Simmons gives you triple doubles. He gives you, and all that to help you win. But Ben Simmons, and I don't think he's ever going to be, his mentality is that I got to get 47 tonight. And I'm going to take the shots to get 47. First of all, I'm going to have to need a jump shot to do it, some hit threes. Or I want to drive to the hole and do that. His first inclination is to pass.
If you look at him when you go to the basketball courts and you look at him, he got a shirt off, he's going to be the number one pick.
Yeah.
But you're going to say to yourself while the game goes on, man, I should have picked somebody else probably because he's not going to be able to give you what you're looking for in terms of carrying the franchise.
You just got to build your team around that. Like Embiid's the person that can get points and stuff like that and score. But Ben Simmons right now, as his game and I think his mentality and how he plays the game is that of Draymond Green. Draymond Green was great. He had a triple-double in a couple of these games 3 and 4. But without Clay and Steph, they needed points. They needed a 38 guy.
Yeah, he had a poor man triple-double, 10 and 10.
Yeah.
He had a poor man.
Yeah.
Those you can get.
So, like, Toronto, like, Ben averaged 11.5 points a game. So, you're going to have to make a decision to say, hey, you know, be dealing with, like, the Sixers, because they played Toronto toughest so far, that, look, we need to put the scorers around that can go get buckets for us. Guys that can shoot and go get buckets. And if Ben develops that, he develops to be able to shoot. But until that time, we have to have guys on here that can flat out ball in the playoffs.
Right.
And but I don't totally disagree with you, but I sort of disagree with Steph carrying a franchise. I think Steph can carry a franchise. I don't think that not to the magnitude of LeBron, but as far as 15, 20 years, like it didn't go to you.
Yeah, he did run. He had a 5-year run. It was a 5-year run.
Iverson couldn't carry a team for 15, 20 years.
No.
A small man, that's too much.
It's levels.
Right.
Oh yeah,
it's too
levels.
much. You know, before for that 5 years, that 5-6 years, I think Steph done it already. You know, before KD, and he was doing it when he got KD, but before he got him. So I really don't think.
When you look at team, Golden State's deep. Golden State is deep.
But he's still the main piece.
But they're deep. It helps when you got 10 guys. You know what I'm saying? That helps.
But the 10 guys was not someone that can. It wasn't like back in the day, Lakers 10 guys.
No, but I look at it like
guy
this.
Off the bench could score 25. It's not. Sean Livingston is not going to give you 25 on no night.
No. So but Sean Livingston can give you 10 and 12, and then he can get hot and give you 20. Right. That's always there.
Maybe.
So I look at it like this, though. I look at take Steph, right? This is, and again, we're going to go back to how great LeBron is. Take Steph and put him on that Cleveland team. They're not going to the finals.
But then that's not fair because the team is structured for LeBron.
But see, that's the thing about LeBron. But LeBron can put it. You can put him everywhere.
So put him on right. You put him since he goes to the finals in that era. He goes to the finals.
If you put him on,
he goes to the finals in that era. There was nobody.
Who?
If you put Steph on the Sixers in that era, it was nobody there.
No. Milwaukee.
You do hold
the big dog.
Toronto.
Ray Allen.
Toronto only had Vince
Sam Cassell. Alvin Williams. The Davises.
They wouldn't beat
Del Curry.
They wouldn't beat the Bucks.
Y'all knocking.
Wait a second. You do understand?
Y'all knocking the greatest shooter that ever touched the
You
basketball.
can
shoot.
Y'all knocking the greatest.
But you do understand. But you do
Y'all
understand.
talking about somebody that goes 6 for 30 compared to somebody.
Wait a second. Wait.
Compared to somebody that goes 17 for 28.
Without nobody being able to touch him. Without nobody being able to touch him. You can't put. Hold on. You can't just say we gonna put Steph on that team and not say that at the time when. Wait a second. But people has got their hands all over Iverson too. Why missing them shots?
Look how they sticking him. How they was doing that. How they was doing that box.
Hold. The ability to grab.
You see the other day how he couldn't move.
When did they take away the ability to grab the waist?
Because took that away.
They did not.
Took away when Iverson
they did not.
Yes, it was. That Ben took away.
It was not.
Yes, it was.
Iverson came in the league in '96.
It was going.
It was not going.
They were still grabbing jerseys.
It was not going.
It wasn't grabbing no jerseys.
Yes, they
Was Robin still playing?
Robin was still playing.
There you go.
Robin was still playing.
Everybody said it was a foul. It was a foul. When we did it to Iverson, it was a foul. When Tyronn Lue grabbed him all night before the inbound.
They didn't call it though. Because you could do it.
No, you couldn't do it.
You could do it.
You got away with it. You couldn't do it.
You gotta give AI stuff, man.
I'm not taking nothing from him, but you're not giving it the steps. You talking about somebody?
No.
You talking about somebody goes 6 for 28?
No,
Iverson is 6 for 28 every night. That's not.
Yo, if that's the case, if that's the case, why he ain't going nowhere when he had Monte? When we was just talking Monte, why he ain't going nowhere?
Talking different.
Why he ain't going nowhere with Monte?
What do you mean why he ain't going nowhere with Monte?
If he, no, I'm just saying,
he was a brand new kid. He was a brand new kid.
No, I ain't talking about the first. I ain't talking about the first. I ain't talking about the first 2 seasons. I'm talking about before they went to two. I'm talking about before they went to the championship.
Iverson got there.
When Monte left. When Monte left. What year Monte left? What year Monte left?
Iverson got there one time.
What year Monte left?
You're not talking right.
No, what year Monte left?
Hold on, listen. We don't got a debate like that. We got smartphones right now. The hand checking rule went away in 2005. 2005. Allen Iverson was in his 10th year.
96.
They went to the
And
chip
at
in
that,
01.
hold on. And at that time, while he was still allowed to be hand checked, he led the league in scoring 4 times. Steph is not running around getting hand checked at all. He never got hand checked, not one time in his league.
The man is shooting 28%. You're not gonna tell me I'm shooting the same shots as this man.
He never got.
The same shots as
But there was nobody there.
No, he's
to shoot.
not.
Coming on.
No, he's not.
Create
He's
the same stuff.
no. He's a better shooter than Iverson.
Worse than 28%.
No, he wasn't 28%. He's about 40% shooter. We got smartphones.
No, he wasn't. Nowhere near 28.
We got smartphones.
He was 20.
Hold
You
on.
understand?
Guess
We're talking
what?
about 28% shooter.
Guess what we missing out on? We got tape.
You knocking this man
You
greatness.
can pull the tape.
I'm not.
You knocking Steph. Y'all knocking
Steph's a
Steph
great
greatness.
player. Allen
Steph's
Iverson's a great player. The Allen Iverson competitiveness, you can't take it. Like I always said about Allen Iverson is if I didn't know what we were playing and I had to pick somebody first, I don't know what we're gonna do.
40% shooter, dog.
I would pick Allen Iverson.
You looking at it right now?
You talking off thoughts? We talking off actual facts.
That boy cannot shoot at all. You talking about somebody
40. Actually, hold on. I shorted him. 45%
on his whole career.
Career 45% field goal shooter. I'm looking at it right now.
45% for the field.
Numbers don't lie. We looking at the numbers. So this is and that's in the time when he was getting hand checked at 165 pounds.
Check, man.
What? You never played basketball with somebody with their hand on you?
Man, nobody's getting that close to Iverson. Iverson was not getting.
That's
hand
the
checked.
whole
You're
point.
not guarding Iverson that close. You're
That's
not getting.
why not?
You're not touching. Come on, we got film.
We
You're
do
not
got
getting
film.
that close to Iverson.
We do got film.
We're going to do an
He's
Iverson
going to shake
report.
you before you get anywhere near that boy.
Hold
You're
on.
not putting your hand on Iverson.
Hey, Jonathan, you 0 for 2 right now, bro.
I ain't 0 for 2.
You said the hand checking was gone, and then
Hand
you
check-
said Iverson was a 28% shooter.
You was talking about grabbing, touching.
I said hand check.
We gotta come
Different
down
era,
here.
hand check.
We gotta come down here on that Sixers run when they in 01.
You knocking Steph greatness.
Look,
I'm not knocking his
He had to
greatness.
go through Milwaukee
You
and
knocking Steph
Toronto.
greatness.
I'm not
Steph
knocking
was
his
great.
greatness.
Steph was great.
Yeah, I came in the league in '96, went to the chip in 01, right? That's 5 years in the league.
And the watered down East.
Steph had Monte his first 5
Watered
years.
down
and
East.
And the watered down East.
Who was
You
in
said
the
he was
West?
a kid. You said he was
Oh,
a kid.
who
You
was
said
in
he was a kid, right?
And the watered down
Besides
East.
First 5
that?
years, where
The
you
Lakers
at?
and the
Where you
Kings.
at?
Who else was in the West?
What?
Who else was in the West besides the Lakers and the Kings?
The Lakers, the Kings, Portland. What are you talking about?
Are you kidding me?
Portland?
Portland had one
In
run.
2012?
That was in
13,
1999.
talking about
Never.
13.
Not in 2001.
All 4 of them teams would have beat any team on the East. All 4 of them
Nope.
teams.
No, we talking about
Nope.
Steph time.
The Kings
Nope.
would beat anybody in the East.
Nope.
Portland wasn't popping
I
it.
think you're
What?
sleeping on Toronto and Milwaukee. The big dog, Ray
Nah.
Allen, Sam Cassell.
Oh, that the Sixers robbed to get to the chip. That they got fined for.
Toronto.
That the
Game
Sixers
7.
robbed to get to the chip
How
that
they
year.
robbing to get to the chip?
The calls, no call. They didn't get no calls.
Oh my God! Now we
They,
talking
and they
about
went to
calls.
the something on the
talking
Sixers.
about
We digress, but
The Sixers,
the
Sixers,
we won't get
Sixers
back.
robbed to get to the chip.
But I want to talk about this. Let's jump on this. We'll get back. We're gonna break down Iverson's career. We're gonna break down that 2001 run and see exactly.
Y'all knocking it.
But no, Steph's a great player. I'm not.
He's a great player, absolutely.
Y'all Sixers fans.
No,
Y'all being real.
Man, this ain't about being the Sixers
Y'all
fan.
being real.
You ain't been
Y'all
real.
knocking
You
that
named
man.
Portland. When was Portland popping when
But
was
let's-
Steph's career? In 13, 12, from 09, because the era we talking about.
He said who was on our team. He was talking about the years that Iverson was playing.
No, he talking
no,
about-
no,
no, he
yes,
talking
no, he wasn't. He was talking about the years that Iverson was playing.
Steph.
He said
Steph
the
couldn't go
East.
through.
He said
No,
the
he
East
was talking about. No, we was
He
talking
said
about
the East.
Iverson.
No, he
Yes,
said
was.
the East was watered down. I said,
Yes.
so who was in the West at that time?
He talking about that
No,
time.
that time with Steph.
No, he's not
No,
talking about the time with Iverson. You're
You-
not even listening.
you named 4
You're not
teams.
even listening to
Hey,
the
fellas.
conversation.
Hey,
You named
fellas.
4
I said who
teams.
Steph went through.
No, we're
said-
talking.
he
No,
said
that's
the
not what he was
Lakers,
talking
Let me
about.
look at these
Kings.
cups to see what's
No,
in these
that
cups.
wasn't the
Yeah,
Kings.
Cup. Everybody's
We're
fired
talking
up
about the
today.
time when Iverson went through the playoffs. When I call,
Look,
he put it down.
Look, Iverson still moved the needle.
You talking about two
This
different
sign
things?
of- this sign of football
the
season is
playoffs.
here to come.
The 10 years down the line, he's still moving it.
didn't-
I'm gonna jump in.
He didn't have nobody.
AI went through a water down.
He was young.
You said
What did Iverson do his whole career other than that one playoff run? What did he do? What did Iverson do?
He came in 96.
What did Iverson do?
Led the league in scoring.
What did Iverson do?
He came
Led
in
the league in
96
scoring.
and went to the league
What
in
did
01.
Iverson
That's
do?
5
Led the-
years.
led the
That's
league in
5
scoring.
years.
What did Iverson
You
do?
compare those same
Led the
5
league in
years to
scoring.
Steph Curry year. Where did Steph go in
You
year
talking about
5?
5 years?
Props
Four
up to
times
AI.
scoring
You said
champ.
he was a kid. AI went to the chip year 5.
You're not even making sense
No,
now.
you. That's
You're
what
not
you
even making
said.
sense. You
You
talking
said
about 5
AI
years.
went through a watered
Let's
down
jump
East.
into the
Kobe
Western.
didn't even play his first 3 years.
Let-
So when we
let-
talking about 5 years, Kobe didn't play his first 3 years. But
Kobe
we not gonna
played his,
compare
Kobe
them.
didn't play his first year. He played his second year.
He averaged 12 points in
He
second
came
year.
up. He was
Hey,
sixth
now
man
you
of the
bring
year in the
Kobe
second
to
year in the
the
He
All-Star.
averaged 12 points in second
Alright,
year.
AI
He was the
Steph,
sixth
let's
man of the
bring
year
Kobe.
and made the
Shouldn't have won
All-Star
it. He
team.
shouldn't have won it. He shouldn't have made it. He only averaged 12 points. He averaged 17 his third year.
You just said he ain't played the first 3
No,
years.
he played his third year. Averaged 17.
How could Steph take that same team AI to?
He would have.
We talking about prime Steph.
It was
We talking
soft.
AI in year 5 took that team to the chip. So you mean to tell me Steph in year 5 could do the same
Everybody know whoever came
Steph
out was
could
going to
do
get
the
beat
same
by the
thing
Spurs
year
or the
five.
Lakers.
So you
Everybody
tell me
knew
Steph could do the
whoever
same
came
thing
out in the
year
East was
five.
going to get beat by the Spurs or the
This is in
Lakers.
the switch teams with which players, the shooter and driving.
You're sleeping on Toronto, Milwaukee.
No, they always
I
going
agree.
the
Absolutely.
Nets. Everybody that came out was going to lose.
You constructing the
sleeping on those
conversation to make
teams.
yourself sound right.
I'm not constructing
Look,
nothing.
If AI did
I
that in
think
year
you think
5,
it's different era because
how
the Nets
could Steph
wasn't
do
even
that in
good.
year
at
Yeah,
that
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Milwaukee.
Well, let's
He
jump
better.
into the
The
Western
The team
Conference.
was different.
Let's jump into the
The
Western
Airs was different.
Conference.
He on
Let's jump in. Let's
he
jump
in the
into
West.
the.
That's why.
Let's jump into the current Western Conference, the
Year
current
5,
Washington
he could've
Conference.
did that. And you know
He
he
could
could've.
he on the West. He could have did it on the
There
East.
was a
Yes,
belief.
Steph Curry could have did that.
There was a belief. We're gonna jump into the Western Conference.
Watch.
We'll come back to this. We'll do a whole show. Steph and AI. How about that? We'll break it down. Everybody
The
bring
numbers
their
don't
stats.
lie. The numbers don't lie.
The Western Conference. The Western Conference, it was believed to be the superior conference in the Eastern Conference. It was supposed to be tough. One of the reasons I thought Golden State in 6 because they were coming out of the, quote, tough conference. But right now, it appears to be the 4 best teams left in the NBA, 3 of them are in the East. The Nets, Milwaukee, Toronto, and the Sixers. And then you go with Golden State. And Golden State's second. But you can't. I just don't believe that the Western Conference is as tough as we made it out to be.
Not this year.
I agree.
They living on homage. They living on homage. The West is living on homage. Not this year, but I still don't think I don't think you should have Houston that far back at 5. I don't at 6. I don't believe
Milwaukee
Houston.
won more regular season games for them.
Regular season
Toronto,
games that really don't mean too much.
Houston stinks.
That really don't mean too much.
And Houston couldn't beat.
Yeah, it's overused.
Houston
Regular
couldn't
season
beat-
don't really mean too
Houston
much.
couldn't beat a KD-less Golden State team.
Listen,
And
I
Portland
don't
got,
even think they came close, did they?
and Portland got swept by.
4-1, right?
Yeah.
And
And Portland got swept by KD.
no, I'm not
Golden
saying
State
Portland or
team.
anybody else belong up
The
there.
West, I think the West.
But they're the
is-
best 3 teams.
I think what we are looking at is like the West was known for what? What are they known for?
They were known for the bigger
They
teams.
used to be known
Nah,
for running.
for running.
Running.
And
They
talent.
used to be known
And
for
pretty
running.
much they
Up and
still
down.
kind of
Yeah, we gonna get up and down.
The East is known for
Defense, and
half
game.
court.
We
This is
gonna-
what we
we
got.
gonna bug it out.
This is what we got. Nah. It's always
Nah,
been. It's
the
still
West
like
was known
that.
for the juggernauts. The West was known for the
Defense.
big
They
bodies.
were never known
They
for
want
defense.
the
They
West is
were known-
run. The West like to run.
They
Even
put
with
up buckets, but they're known to have a bigger team.
All right, so here we go. All right, Sixers. They're run and gun team. Nah.
They just Irish.
Toronto. They're run and gun team. No, I'm talking about now.
Oh no, they
All
have
right,
court
Toronto run and gun team.
No.
All right, half court. Milwaukee run and gun. All right, this is East we talking about. West, Portland,
team. Running gun.
Houston,
Running gun.
Definitely.
Denver.
Run one.
Definitely.
See what? That's where we go. So we known for running. The West still getting your
They
shots.
gonna get their bucket.
But the half court was always on the West. Like that
No.
wasn't. Yes, it was. The
half
half
court
court
was always
The
on the
half
West.
court was always on the West.
It only
With
came
Weber,
on the West with Shaq.
With Shaq,
and
Weber,
Duncan.
with Shaq and
That
them, with
was
Weber
it.
and them, with Rashid and them,
That
with
was it.
Duncan. Yes, that
Yeah, but that was
the
it.
era.
That was it. That was it.
That's-
But
They
even,
were the
even,
juggernauts, though.
that's-
Whoever
but-
came out
but
was
listen,
going to win the
but even
championship.
before
He said
them, even before them, the West
traditionally
was
known
yeah.
the
Before
whole
them.
NBA,
Right,
the
that's
whole
what I'm saying.
NBA.
Well, that's before my era.
That's
when
what
I
we
came
trying to
watching
tell you.
basketball.
That's what we saying.
That's what we trying to
That's
tell you.
all I can
That's what I'm
talk about, though. You can't
But-
talk about before your
Nah,
era.
you
Like,
know
you're
nah,
not-
you can.
He just
So
said
through research,
you can
Traditionally-
do research.
No.
Traditionally,
You
the
can't.
West was
Tradition
putting up
is-
130s.
is
Right.
big,
Right.
They was
It's the
putting up
big bodies.
130s.
Everybody
Denver's,
was scoring in
Dallas,
the West.
them guys was putting up the 130s.
Right, easy.
The Rolando Blackmans
Yeah.
and Showtime
10:30 at
Lakers,
night.
and them guys was putting it up. Phoenix Suns, Kyle Fitzsimmons and them boys, they was putting it up,
Yeah.
and they was scoring crazy numbers.
The Wild
in
Wild
the-
West.
Exactly, in the West. That's what the West was always known for.
So it's back. They still got
they gonna get
it's a numbers thing. Let's run.
I think Golden State was really good with KD, but I'm not. If you look back, I think the Golden State was very good with KD.
Yes,
but the other teams weren't. The East they measure up with the rest of those squads that's over there. You take KD off Golden State. That Houston team's not built to beat anybody in the postseason. I mean, they're not. They're not going to make a championship run. I mean, they got everybody on the block now. I mean, they just that's just not capable ball. And the team that really has promise is Denver. Now, if Denver can get somebody to come out there and bowl another star, Denver really has that. Because if you look at
they deep too, deep and young,
and they got a guy that didn't play this year. Their first round pick, Michael Porter didn't play this year. He's like a 6'9" guy.
Yeah,
right. Do it all.
He's supposed to be that guy.
Player. Yeah, he's
got some shout outs, man.
Shout them out.
Miss Kelly Bain, Roger Laysath, Steven Stewart. We need you on the show, brother. Currently coaching at Dell State, was the MEAC Player of the Year for Coppin State. What's up, man?
Okay,
how you doing?
Definitely.
Also, DeCarlo DeVoe. Division II Player of the Year, University of Tampa, man. What's up, brother? I'll see you soon.
Welcome.
Reggie Welch was another guy, man. Put up a lot of big numbers. Thanks for joining, man. Almost scored 3,000 points in high school, brother. What's happening? Another Coppin State alum.
Did work.
Yep, did work.
Definitely. And my bull Donald King said the Lakers will definitely be back. He just wanted to let me know.
Oh yeah, we already know that.
We
already know they coming.
Yeah, they coming strong.
Another thing, like when you talk about the conference and you talk about what's been going on, another thing is Lowry and the incident with Mark Stevens, which drew a lot of air of a lot of players. Definitely, people were highly upset at this whole thing, how it transpired. Mark Stevens is a minority investor in Golden State, Silicon Valley billionaire. Put his hands on Lowry, shoved him. Swift action by the league. He's gone.
Times have changed.
He's gone for a year, and they fined him $500,000. Okay. What do you guys think? What was your guys' take on this?
You figure also they have reports that they were going to force him to sell his shares.
But that is only make him richer.
Yeah, true. But I think the league had to do something because, like you say, not only do you have the players, but you have the average fan sitting there saying, "Hey, if that was me, I wouldn't be allowed back
Lifetime
in the arena."
ban.
You know what I'm saying?
So and he's an owner. He should know.
He's an owner, right?
You know better. You know the rules.
And it wasn't as if Lowry actually landed on him.
Yeah. He landed on other
people away.
Yeah.
So he just kind of interjected himself. Again, that word entitlement.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He just interjected himself. He wanted to become a part of the game.
Couldn't have been Charles Oakley.
And
taking a look at it here. So he definitely ran into other people. This
is what Kyle Lowry was talking about, that he was pushing you.
So why did he push him? Was that his son he ran into, or his in-law? Like,
and also they said he had some vulgar comments, which means the people sitting right there had to corroborate that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did say this is in the third term.
So I wonder what would have happened if Kyle would have
No, he didn't say anything. He said
I wonder what would have happened if Kyle would have kind of gave him a quick one of them quick jabs to the eye or something. I think they would have. What would have happened then?
Oh, he'd have been suspended from the fine.
Now how much did they fine him?
So suspend him?
$500,000.
They said that was equivalent to about $27.
Oh yeah, for what he's worth.
To a billionaire.
They said it was equivalent to $27.
To a billionaire.
So I mean, I know it's not nowhere near the comparison, but
I'm going to charity.
You hit Ron Artest
Absolutely.
and them with $8 million. You hit them hard. For having contact.
How much they got fined?
They got hit hard.
They got hit hard.
There was a whole bunch of them too.
Yeah, you hit them hard, but then you hit someone that's worth triple the amount of them easily.
Hey.
More than that.
Yeah, easily. Yeah. I'm just not trying to count. Easily triple the amount, and you hit him with $27.
I'm glad Lowry just didn't decide to That's what I'm glad.
Yeah, even just pushing back or something.
Yeah, because you can't put your hands on people.
Well, I mean, and that's the composure of a veteran. That's the composure of somebody who's on task. Even in that heat of the moment competition, game 3, you up by 10, this guy push you. I'm not going to do anything that's going to be detrimental to my team.
Because he wouldn't have played in the next game.
No.
I'm not going to do anything that's going to be detrimental to my team.
Now, honestly, I'm surprised Larry was able to hold himself. Like the look I have of Kyle Larry, I would have thought he would have.
So that's the reason why the league had to act quickly and swiftly the way they did, because the players are looking now, right?
Yeah.
So it's like any other business, you know what I'm saying, corporation, union, whatever, workplace. If something happens and nothing is done, so the next guy is going to say, man, shit, that's me. The next time if somebody do that to me, I'm going to do this. Since they not going to do nothing, I'm going to do something. So the league had to do something. So therefore, they can say to the players as well, look, we appreciate Kyle. We appreciate you not retaliating. Yeah. Look, this is what we doing. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And he can say, okay, we see that. At least we are protected. You know what I'm saying?
I wish he could at least just mugged him at least.
And like some people said, had he went into my man's office in his boardroom or something and pushed him the way he did, he probably would have cowered. That's called security.
Would have
left out there in handcuffs.
Without a doubt.
Top fan Don King said couldn't have been me soon. He said couldn't have been me.
Yeah, and that's the whole point. And
because we all know what words we put in our head what he said with that push. You know what I'm saying? You know words we done already triggered up what he said. Like,
and at the same time too, it's certain people that, Lowry, I guess he would be kind of a level-headed guy, but it's certain people that go flying into the stands that you just don't push. Like, I mean, it's some people that just, they might zone out, black out. You never know, you know what I'm saying?
And he win a battle, he
wouldn't have pushed Rashid, I'll tell you that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, certain
Oakley, Steven Jackson,
pushing, you know what I'm saying?
He wouldn't have pushed Rashid. You know what I mean?
And that's definitely when you take a look at the NBA, the things that have gone on with Westbrook, the things that, there's been a tone set here that, look, the players are like, look, we're just not here for entertainment. It's not like you come in there to look at the spectacle or whatever. You could do anything you want to do. There's had to be some consequences and repercussions for any behavior, and especially when you put your hands on somebody.
I mean, think about it. You can't even go to the circus and reach out and touch something unless if they don't allow you to.
People try to draw back a nub. Like,
right. So like, come on, man. I'm here to play a game. You're here to watch the game. That doesn't give you permission to touch me.
And you know what comes with being on the floor. Right. Like at an NBA game. Like, it's not the first time somebody fell into it. When you buy those
did you see the lady who he ran into?
Yeah, she was like, okay. Like,
I looked like she got in a car accident. The dummies they have in the car accident they practice on.
And she was cool. She took the
she took it. She might have went home and got all iced up, but she took it while she was there.
But you could think like they'll go home and say, "Oh my God, did you see when Larry fell on me?" Like, it's a little, bad, just like catching a foul ball. You know what I'm saying? He fell on me, he dove on me. That was me.
Yeah, even I'll take it a little further. Like, even like you switch the rules, right? Like you said, he'd have got a heavier fine. He'd have been suspended. It would have been legal action also. Even with the little, just a little shove, it's like, oh, that's assault. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you never know now.
And you figure the only difference in that is because he's a part owner, the league would have shut that down. Like, you're not gonna pursue this. But like you said, if it wasn't a part owner, just a regular fan, then absolutely. And but like I said, man, the league had to show everybody involved that, hey, we got your back. We going to investigate, and they usually move pretty quick and swift with these type of incidents when a player has something. Because most of the time, these guys walk out, and guys are yelling stuff, and they usually don't stop. But when they do stop, the league tends to investigate and find out what was going on.
Yeah, and usually what happens, you get they serve drinks forever down there. They don't never cut the drinks off. People get sauced up. And people get fooling themselves and think, you're part of the NBA. You're an owner. So you're there to view, and you're not part of the story.
And did you see the fun? And it's always funny when somebody gets some sort of enlightenment to what somebody else's plight is or what somebody else has to go through, and then they can't believe it, and now they want to make a change. Because did you see where? Same game where the other owner, the majority owner's wife, was talking to Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Yeah. Right.
And the Beyonce fans, she had to shut off her social media because the fans was like threatening her, cyberbullying her, or whatever. And she's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe our players go through this on a daily basis."
Right.
Get
a taste of that.
So now she wants to like do something like now I understand why sometimes they cuss this person out, or sometimes they
when you live
say this
when you
on
have
Twitter,
billions of dollars, you can live under a rock.
And so it's
real heavy
just
one.
interesting, man. It's just interesting.
With all the fixes in that job.
But and anybody that's worth $2.3 billion in investment and capital, other owners be like, "No, we can't throw this guy out. You know, he making a little change."
Right. You got to keep him.
I got to keep him around. I may need some investments. All that goes in all goes in the mix. So look, we're gonna tuck you away for a year, charge you $27, and you look, man, don't act a fool again. You know, like try to move on with it. And that's the basic case. I think that the commissioner. He had to do something swift because it was just not Toronto's player, it was Golden State players. Steve Kerr came out and had to address it because it was up in their locker room. Like,
right.
who the heck is this owner putting like you own us? Like you can put your hands on us?
Right.
So that stigma that right there, which you have to quell in the locker room. Like no, we need to handle this.
And not to mention, so like you said, the owners and their bottom line. So just like with the Donald Sterling thing, when the players decide to band together, and then they have the support of the basically the people, the fans. The owners know that's bad for business, so you got to go like they did with Sterling. So in this case, the league had to do something because if they didn't do anything, and now the players
they don't want the players to come together. They definitely don't want.
You only talking about 30 guys right now. Right. They say, hey, we gonna do this because of that. Because the league didn't do anything, we're gonna do this.
Absolutely.
Or we're not gonna do this. None of us is gonna show up the media day, and then the owners see where, hey, that's gonna start hitting us in the pocket. Hey, Bernard, the owner, you got to go.
Yeah, you got to take a sit back. And the thing about it is funny. They all know what Sterling's about. They vet these guys before, and they all know how his housing thing was and when he was discriminating housing and all that, and then try to act shocked like, what, really?
Well, because they all have their own skeletons tucked in their
closet. Yeah, they don't want to bring them up too. Yeah,
they got shady
deals.
That's how they
most
talk.
of them.
At one point in time, they said though in that whole process that they wanted to vote the owners who wanted him out. Well, guess what? You never saw the owners who wanted him out because some of them wanted him in. They didn't want to get rid of him. So there you go. That's why they kept that disclosed.
Definitely. But getting back, does Toronto close this out, or Golden State makes the?
I got the feeling they
close it out at home.
But I gotta wait and see what happens.
KD gonna come back at 65%. That still is a great player. That still is a good player, a normal good player, but. I don't think it's still gonna be enough because they're gonna put him on Pascal, and Pascal's gonna make him work and make that leg move because he's gonna give him as much work on defense, missing or not. Like you said earlier, he's gonna shoot. Yeah. So they're gonna make KD work. I
actually saw a report where they already said he's not gonna be ready.
Yeah, I heard he's not playing.
I see when you said it earlier. I seen him in flip flops. He wasn't even moving. He was just shuffling his feet, throwing shots up, like flicking it with his hands. So that shows you that joint was worse than what it is.
Count it up.
And why would you come back anyway? Why would you come back? And it's still high chance you're not going to win. They did.
No, you got to come back. If you're healthy, you got to play.
Didn't he play game one?
No,
he didn't play. He
hasn't
played
played since the Houston series.
He hasn't played since Houston.
Right.
So he.
Oh, it happened in game 5 or 4.
4 something.
Game 5.
But you figure, with him, the only reason he would come back, man, because his payday is guaranteed.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not a career in the injury, so it would be a legacy. You know what I mean? It's a legacy thing. I want to win. How bad do you want to win? And that's the reason why he would come back. I mean, and like you said, this is the NBA. It's not the NFL.
Right. So they could win if he comes back.
Right. And
if you get a game, that might change everything.
And you get this one game right here.
Yeah, it might change everything.
And then the next one is back home,
and he's more healthier than he was.
Now we tied.
Game 7 is anybody.
So that's game 5.
I'm trying to tell you,
this is a big game 5. Toronto want to close this thing out now.
Game 7.
This is the biggest basketball game in Toronto in the Canada basketball history.
Oh yeah.
So
I think close it at home. That'd be awesome.
I think Toronto has enough pros, I would say, on their team. They'll be grounded, and they'll go handle their business. And like you see the way they walked in the locker room. I don't know if you guys saw that video of them walking in the locker room. It was just like, hey, we got another one. Now we got to go home and take it. Like it wasn't.
You got the feeling that they about to put something away.
It wasn't like we just want advance to the Sweet 16 type of celebration. And
Kawhi
then knowing that they're going to lose.
That's what I'm saying next.
The feeling is that you think that they about to put them away.
When your leader is that humble and that determined, it's going to rub off on everybody. So even if I wanted to run, and you're not going to run because you looking and you seeing how he looking, like this ain't nothing yet. Like okay, we did beat them. We
haven't done anything yet.
Yeah, we wanted to get one.
We didn't do anything.
We got them both.
But still, at 3-1,
a couple of the players said that they tried to do that after the
Golden State got the talent to come back and win 3 straight games.
They got the talent and the discipline, but do they have the talent and the discipline? Who's there?
You know what I'm saying? They know because they already beat them. They've beaten them in Toronto without KD.
Right.
They've beaten them in Toronto without KD, so they know that this team can go off. like Sunni always says about boxing, and you too, Jonathan, you got to beat the champ.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you let these dudes up off the mat,
Right.
right now,
That's what you don't want.
you don't know what's going to happen.
I feel that. I feel if you got to close this one, because if you can close this, if they can get it back home, if Golden State can get back home, even though they lost at home,
right?
If they can get back home,
they're going to have a better chance to win.
And now you're in a game 7.
They lost both games in the finals at home. They get another one at home. They kind of gotta win because this gonna be the last game at Oracle.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't let Oracle go out like that.
And like you say, man, these guys, man, they just know that if they get Toronto knows that they've already lost to this team with a healthy Clay. So Clay made it through the whole game, so he's going to be that much healthier, right? So I mean, if you're Toronto, it's no time to celebrate right now.
Nope, at all.
We got to have it.
All we did was just
we
win.
don't want to go
all.
back to the Bay. We don't want to go back to the Bay.
And that's the thing. Like they're, like you said, like we talked about them in years before. You know, before they got KD, they was deep. They're not that deep no more. They're not that same deep team.
I agree.
They haven't been that same deep team since they brung KD.
When they had Barbosa and them
Harrison Barnes, and
but part of that was bringing in KD,
Right.
and you start paying. Iguodala got paid. You got to lose some people.
Right.
Draymond
And
got
then those
paid.
same
Steph
people,
got paid.
Right.
They older now.
So
like
on top of
they
that,
got
miles
in the Livingston.
So on top of that being deep, they're not as deep, and then the people they have is banged up. So now it's like.
So like you said, they weren't as deep going in, and then when those guys got banged up,
Toronto's
you got a
hungry.
BMW with its O2. Like it ain't 4 no more. It's domestic.
And Toronto's focused and hungry.
And I think that's one. I think that's one way where the coach Nick Nurse has made his bones is throughout this series. They kind of stressed it out, like what I mean, like making a pitcher pitch. You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna go up there, we gonna take some pitches, we gonna get deep into the count. Because he knows they're not as deep as they are, you know what I mean, and they're a little banged up. So if we make these guys work, like you said, they're jump shooters. So if their legs aren't there,
if we run them off,
the line. Right. So that's a brilliant strategy in a 7-game series where it's going to be a long series, and so far it's paying off for them.
Definitely. So we see if Toronto closes this thing. What's game? Is Sunday or Monday game?
Monday.
So they'll be back in data travel Monday night. We'll see what it's about. Want to jump into NFL? The National Football League.
There it is.
And big story. Wentz got paid.
Wentz got paid.
Got paid.
Got paid. Wentz got paid. Renegotiated his contract. Redid it up. They got an extension.
I wouldn't have been mad if they wouldn't have.
And that's it. 128 million.
Right with you.
107 million guaranteed.
Yeah, we got Cousin David on, man. And Cousin David just chimed in.
Oh, what's up, Dave? How's it going, buddy? Definitely. What do you guys think?
My homie Art from the job chimed in too. What's going on?
I was just freshly listening to a GM speak on the Rich Eisen show about this contract. Yeah. And he said it's actually a great contract for the Eagles. They said because he was already guaranteed maybe 60-something million for the next 2 years. He said it wasn't guaranteed, but basically whether he tore his ACL or not, they weren't going to cut him. Yeah. Right? So he was guaranteed that money. It was like $60 million or $67 million. He said so essentially they gave him $35 million in new money to get it up to that 107 on the guarantees.
Right.
And he said and then they were able to put the higher cap number in these next 2 years that he was already under contract with a lower cap number, right? And he said by the time the years 2, 3, and 4 kick into this new money over the rest of these 6 years, because it's 4-year extension, but it's still 6 years they got him, right? Said that $26 million when the cap would be over 200 and almost 250 would basically be a bargain for a guy that was almost the league MVP.
What they're gonna be paying the quarterbacks in that?
Exactly.
Yeah, they're gonna be paying way more
because he's basically saying like at that time Mahomes and those guys will be getting down there $40 million.
Right.
When they sign
and they'll have Wentz under contract basically for 26.
Well, the crazy thing about it
that's
is
a steal.
If you think about it, though,
if he stays healthy,
if he stays healthy,
and that's where I was going. Like think about it. Wentz kind of owes the Eagles to do a deal like that. Because what has he won?
True.
Nothing.
Has he been hurt?
He's been injured.
So
he had no level.
I can't give you that money, that projected money, because you didn't.
But it's still a win-win for you to get basically. What is it? 32 million average a year for the next 6 years. That's a
but
I can't be mad at that.
Nah.
Especially like you said, when I know I haven't played, I've been injured, and
as the player, $30 million is $30 million.
Yeah.
But like I always said before, we talk money here sometime. The guy that is making $200 million and the guy who makes $125, we still can go to the Bentley dealer. Ain't no, it's nothing. I'm still rich, and this is cool for both parties because, like I said, Wentz hasn't won anything,
right?
And for him to be guaranteed $30 million when somebody else is making 40,
right?
It's like, okay, I mean, what can I get? Especially if, listen, when we talk money, especially if you're a modest guy, you don't need a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, $30 million, man, like that's enough.
And even if you put it in contrast to of a guy like
here's how this contract stacks up with the other players that've gotten deals.
So if you put it in context of a guy like Dak Prescott, you got to also factor in that Carson Wentz was the number 2 pick in the draft,
right?
So he made probably already $30 million already.
Yeah,
he was making $8 million a year already. You know what I mean? As compared to a guy like Dak who was making maybe $600,000, $700,000. So.
Yeah, so so that's interesting. So
Goff,
how does it affect Goff and Dak? That's the next person. They're two young quarterbacks.
This is the beauty of being a franchise quarterback, right? Think about it. Neither one of these guys we looking at, they haven't won nothing.
True.
But somebody's about to guarantee you $150 million. Like that, how beautiful is that?
Well, that's because
and they don't have to win anything. Just keep it respectable.
Well, that's
go to the playoffs. 12. Go 12-4. Get knocked out in the playoffs, the second round. They're not going to get rid of you because it's so important to have a quarterback that keeps you relevant.
Exactly. You're one of 32 people that can do the job.
That's going to keep your
and you're pretty good at it.
Right. Yeah. So it's crazy because it lets you know how difficult it is to find a quarterback to keep your franchise competitive. Because, you got guys, if you remove certain guys off teams, they will probably go 4-12.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
they're not winning Super Bowls, these guys we're talking about. They just respectful enough to keep the stands filled and to keep you hopeful that they'll win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, exactly.
Phillip good though.
No, he is good.
He is good.
That's what we're saying.
That's what we're saying.
They go 4-12. That's what we're saying.
I misunderstood.
Well, it depends on who
he's
you.
that good of a piece, but he's not winning nothing. But he keeps you in.
And then how long?
I thought he meant like if he.
It depends on who you
if
change
you put
it
that
with,
team
though.
on, if you put that guy on another
that's the
team,
thing. That
because the
goes-
Chargers have talent.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying. Some of these teams don't have that much talent.
You got
I thought
people
he was like
searching. It's organizations out here still searching for quarterback. They've been searching for him for 7-8 years.
And that's the reason why if you get a halfway decent one, you want to keep him as much as you can.
Right.
But then teams are looking and saying, "Hey, like in the situation with Tannehill, he's halfway decent, but he's not good enough. We're not winning anything with him. We're not signing him to that money. Let's let him go.
He keeps
we
us
can
hopeful.
we can do what we're doing with him with a journeyman guy till we find that guy. So we're not gonna pay him $100 million, $200 million.
But you put him on the right team. Like you put him on the team that got like a bunch of weapons. Like you put him on the
Possibly.
We don't know. Maybe.
I mean in the playoff team.
We don't know.
Not good. I'm just saying
So
that
you
they will
said-
be in the
right.
same situation
We don't know.
as a Chargers or something. Is what I'm saying.
But
Could be.
I beg to differ because I
Like
think
with y'all weapons, like what y'all got, like
I think Phillip Rivers. I think the Chargers have weapons.
Yeah.
Plenty for
But
him.
even when he didn't have weapons, though, it was that sprint, that little section.
Yeah, he's
where
gonna
they lost
keep.
LaDainian,
He's
they
gonna
lost,
keep you in the
the
game.
receiver.
Right. He's
That's my
Even when
point.
they didn't have
So-
those weapons,
but
he
that's
was
the-
still.
that's
his
why
numbers
you
were
get
still
that-
300.
But that's why you
Oh,
get
yeah,
that big
Phillip
money
way
though.
better than 10,
That's
though. I
why.
ain't saying that.
That's why you get that big money, right? Because
3,000,
Phillip
not
Rivers,
100,000, 3,000.
without the talent, they're still going to be around
Right,
8-8 with a chance to be better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you give him talent. Now they 13-3.
Right.
Right. So that's why you pay that franchise guys. But then you got guys. So that's the conversation with a guy like Dak and Goff. If they don't have the talent that they have, you just put them on a team. Are they going to take you to 8-8,
and that's what I was
possibly 10-6?
That's what I was getting at.
Without
this
the
year.
talent.
Golf is going to really be under the knife because
I don't think so.
Which McCollum is not. He's not really going to play this year. The running back is not going to play too much this year. Gurley. So now
he's not going to play.
Not really. He has arthritis in his knees.
His knee. You got
it's about to be over.
Yeah,
he has arthritis in his knees. I called up.
That's why he ain't playing the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's hit or miss with him.
Yeah.
I called the Rams fans and told them they didn't even know.
But you
I
figure,
know, 'cause
you figure like
that's
this
what
though.
I'm looking at.
This is my thing. This is my thing about golf. You figure last year in the playoffs, even without Gurley, they still ran the ball remarkably.
Right,
And he was 50% completion, which is terrible.
You know,
CJ, but he went to Detroit.
But I'm just saying they ran the ball. They got a good scheme where they can run the ball with a back. It's not gonna be girly, right? But they can run the ball, and they still ran the ball great. But even in running the ball great, whether it was Gurley or CJ in the playoffs, Goff was still only like 50% completion. But now the most quarterbacks in the NFL is in the high 60s.
But that's what I'm saying. He's going to have to
especially with these short passes.
This year. That's where I'm getting at with it. He's going to earn that money.
Like here's the interesting part.
That's what they
Dallas
do.
Has a new Dallas is a new offensive coordinator, Moore, and everybody's saying these plays look like the Rams plays. That's the talk coming out of OTAs. Like, yeah, like y'all throwing to the back a lot, short.
And they've been going deep a lot.
We gonna hit you short, and we gonna stretch the field too. Like we're gonna take shots with Gallup and our big play players, but the running back's gonna catch a lot of passes, and then our slot. It's interesting to see.
I think the first half of the season will be big for both of these guys. If they don't get their contract done before the season, right? I think you'll see them.
They will.
I think you'll see, right.
But in the next few weeks it's done.
Hopefully, well, now that the Wentz deal is done,
right?
Yeah.
And that's what you wait on. As an agent, that's what you wait on.
Basically, because, like you said, because they haven't won anything.
And Goff was number 1 pick in the draft.
Right.
You can only go by the numbers.
Right.
So you got to line them up by the numbers.
And then you pay Wentz that he only had one season. You know what I mean? So you paying him that much money. So I've been doing this. If I'm not, I haven't been out. I haven't had these.
Oh yeah, that's leverage.
Right. So that's a part of Dak's leverage is I don't miss games, right? And then a lot of his numbers are better than Wentz. Other than he doesn't throw the ball as much as Wentz, but so his yards per game is
Dallas will break him off. They usually, when you're a fixture and they know they need you, Dallas will break you off. Then you got Cooper.
Well, they got a ton of money on the cap right
now.
They like relationships. They know they got to sign Dak, Cooper, Zeke, and
that's their big three. That's their big three.
And they got to sign the linebacker.
Smith.
They got to sign
Smith. They will, and Dallas will.
But they seen a difference once Cooper came there.
Dallas will. They will. They'll keep Zeke. They'll keep Dak, and they'll keep Cooper. They'll keep them together for 10 years. But back to the Wentz contract. If I'm the owner, I would have seriously thought about keeping Foles.
Yeah, I'm right with you.
And I say that for a few things. Everybody
Foles
talks
won't
about
get paid though.
Yeah,
but here's the thing: Foles got paid, and he got paid over 4 years. So here's the thing about quarterback play now. Like back in the day, well, not even back in the day, maybe 10 years ago, we looked at 30 as being old. Quarterbacks are playing until 38.
Yeah, well, they can't touch him.
Yeah, they can't touch him. So now Foles is 30.
That's special.
I can give him a 6-year deal. I can give Foles a 6-year deal, and Wentz can get traded away for $1 billion picks.
Yeah.
And what am I missing?
And
I'm not missing anything
because
you saw when Foles plays the game.
He knows how to play in that scheme.
Exactly.
Quarterbacks. Well, I said Foles might have been the Jim Plunkett, date my age, Jim Plunkett of this era, who was a Heisman Trophy winner. Didn't do anything in New England. Got on with the Raiders and won 2 Super Bowls. Blossomed later in his career in the right environment, in the right situation. With the seasoning and been seeing some stuff that could have been Nick Foles, but. Conventional wisdom. Everybody wants potential, and that's who they pay. And the flash and
it might be a bad thing.
Yeah.
Who knows? I'm just saying the fact that you can't breathe on these quarterbacks. It might be worth the money to keep somebody.
You mean like you can't touch Steph like you could Iverson?
Can't you touch Steph?
How physical it was back in the day?
Oh, man.
Definitely. I want to jump into everybody's favorite team that may be on here, the Cleveland Browns.
Man, I will shoot 3 stars on that helmet and turn it black.
The latest thing as the Browns turn, Duke Johnson asked for a trade. He said, I was on the block. Why don't you, look, you guys got all these backs. You might as well move me. I was on the block anyway. And Baker Mayfield came out and said some things, and people say, "Yo, man, you don't get involved with a man's contract.
Yep.
You don't talk about the money. You say less. You know what I mean? That's what you do.
Because that could be you one day.
Yeah, it could be you one day. The standard thing is, I hope they get that worked out. We need him. If he moves on, God bless. Keep healthy. And if he's here, we're gonna try to win. That's all you got to say.
Right.
You got to learn. I mean, it's more than on the field, off the field. It's the locker room too. You definitely got to deal with. But it's another little interesting thing, dealing with, the Browns. And that's why I can't be sold on them winning the division.
You can't be because it's just dumb. They don't have like when you think of even like when you think of Pittsburgh, you think of some people just have winning cultures like they don't have it. So it's almost like no matter who they put in there, it's like it's still the Browns, like they're going to do something. And when your quarterback he wants to be this leader so much of the team.
He's doing a little too much.
He's going to make it more dysfunctional than being a real leader.
Yeah. Boy, I know some Browns fans. They're going to be mad at you.
It's just.
Yo, you got to put up or shut up. When you've been down, you got to come up and play.
Right.
And like they say. Real G's move in silence.
Yeah, it don't matter who Pittsburgh put out there. They're going to win 6 games, every season. I don't care if the quarterback's down, receivers down, this person. They're going to win 6 games. When this team goes 2 years without winning 1 game, like how can you? They don't have that kind of.
They're different now, though. They're different.
Yeah,
they're different. So they're different. They have never
won 6 games in like how many years?
Right, but they changed the culture up top. They changed everything. Like we were watching the Browns rooting for them.
I think they won 6 this year.
So they different.
They won like 6 or 7.
Root for them. I love the fans. Even when they was winning 1 game.
I was expecting them to lose every game 3 years ago.
But I was rooting for them. I wanted them to win.
They in games now.
Yeah, that's the one thing. That's the one thing you look for is that those guys were in game.
Yeah, they
weren't. It wasn't like you watched the game.
They played.
Right, you weren't watching the game and say, Cleveland.
They're not the same.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, they're not.
So
they're not.
And it's interesting to see guys, like you say, guys come off the tree. And I just found out like maybe a week ago that this guy Freddie Kitchens, who's the coach, was on Arians' tree. Mm-hmm. Well, he coached with Arians the couple of years when he was in Arizona before he went to Cleveland. And if he can relate to the players the way that Arians related to the players. Then they'll be okay. But you gotta get guys, man. Certain guys gotta understand that it's not about them, man. Yeah. It's not about you. Like Beckham
can't win with him.
Beckham can he can be his own person. He can have his personality, but he needs to know
the receivers do
when to dial it back. When to At the end of the day, it's about the team. It's not about you. It's not about your numbers. Whether you catch the ball, and all that matters is if we win and lose.
Right.
That's it.
They are moving. They're moving in the right direction. I'll give them that.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're moving. And there's going to be some learning curves, but when you get personalities like that, and this is media, social media, people need stuff. Like they're waiting for you to talk Baker.
It's all about the brand.
They're waiting for you to be in a battle. I love Bakerfield to come at me. I'm like, yeah, who's Sunni Jennings? Yeah, Sports Talk Live.
I know one thing.
Come at me.
Look,
I mean, and just think about it this way. Right? People look at the Ravens, and they are really like a model of like one of the top franchises that teams like to model after. They're always competitive. They they're in
one
games.
or 2 players away.
They gonna fight, right?
Yeah.
But what people forget is they were the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before they were the Ravens, they were the Cleveland Browns.
They moved to Baltimore.
Right? The same management, the same owner, Ozzie Newsome, all that. They were the Cleveland Browns.
Right.
This is a different team, franchise. So they have their own ills, and they're trying to find their own way. They haven't been able to get out of their way, save for maybe 1 year. I remember them having the Derek Anderson year, Braylon Edwards. They had one great year, but
they different.
I think
they moving.
They can sense it. It's just a matter of they can't have, in my opinion, they can't have too much arrogance, too much entitlement because you still are the Browns and haven't done anything in years. Mm-hmm. Just because you have all these names and these players doesn't mean that it's going to gel.
Right. Not at all.
It's going
you got to put in that work.
Yeah, and so far, judging by this offseason, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Beckham not showing up for voluntary. Even though it's voluntary, he don't have to show up, but that became an issue, right? It was being questioned. Now this Duke Johnson, I want to trade Baker Mayfield saying something about the trade. Okay, we ain't even into training camp yet, and we're having these things that we, as this franchise, nobody should be saying anything.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even as great as you are, Odell Beckham, you are on the Cleveland Browns now for a reason.
Yeah.
The New York Football Giants got rid of you for a reason.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You're not here because, hey, we wanted Odell Beckham so bad we decided to give up the farm and go get him from the Giants and pry their hands off him and get him. No. The New York Football Giants said,
you're not a Giant.
you know what? I'd rather have this haul that they're
don't like
giving
the way
us
it was going on,
versus
you know.
this headache, this proposing to the kicking net and all this other stuff. You know
And they
what I'm
had
saying?
Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, I'd rather have the picks and the
at the
players
same
or
time.
whatever they got versus this Odell Beckham, you know, the histrionics that come with him. So just because you're Odell Beckham and you put in a lot of work in the league and you got paid, you're also in Cleveland for a reason. You understand what I'm saying? Like Major League 2, they sent Jack Parkman to the Indians for a reason.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yo, dude, it's like, hey, everybody needs to humble themselves and let's just go play ball.
Yeah, just
Now,
play
is
football. The school board would do all
Say
the
again?
talking.
I said, is the Odell situation Dez Bryant-esque?
Yes, because I honestly don't believe that Odell is like an Antonio Brown kind of guy. I didn't catch 8 passes, so I'm mad. I just believe that
Attention.
all of the attention that he needs. It's like if you ran a daycare and you had 10 great kids and they all it's nap time, they all sat down and took their nap. When it was lunchtime, they all got up and sat in their chair like they supposed to and you could feed them. And then you had 9 great kids, but you had that one kid when it was time to take a nap, he want to lay down. He want to run around. You got to tell him over and over again, sit down, stop, don't move, come here. You get tired of that. You almost want to say, hey, listen, parent, you can take your kid. I don't want your money.
Yeah.
I just rather have these
Homeschool,
9
baby,
kids that's gonna
homeschool.
listen to what I'm talking about.
Right.
No,
That's
I know
how it
they got
is.
people that said that.
Right, that's how it is with guys like Odell Beckham and Dez Bryant. They want to win. They for the team. But it's just all of the
So much come with it.
Donna added,
Right.
everything that I gotta do
That's extra.
just to get
And
through
you-
a regular
and you-
practice with you on the team.
Right.
and
Just
if
a
you-
regular,
and
we don't know
it's
what's
training.
gonna happen every day.
20 touchdowns will buy you that pass. 9 touchdowns won't.
No, absolutely. That's
20
what.
touchdowns.
Listen, they start looking at money. You catch 9 touchdowns.
8 touchdowns. You hurt your knees bad. You got
Right. You give me 20 a year, 16 a year. Because and this is my main argument. There's people that say, man, listen, man, I want to win. They talented and this, that, and the third. But then you got guys like Larry Fitzgerald that don't say nothing, that just go about his work. You understand what I'm saying? You see, how many of y'all ever heard DeAndre Hopkins talk?
Yeah.
How many of y'all have seen a DeAndre Hopkins clip that wasn't a football play?
Yeah.
That was some other mess.
Yeah.
You haven't.
Twitter beef.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't say that, well, that's what comes with these guys. No, that's what come with those guys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And we don't want to put up with that. We don't want to put up with that. Devontae Adams. How
Can't
many of
win
y'all
with
have
him.
ever heard him speak?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I don't have a problem with you wanting the ball. Because I don't have a problem with that. It's the antics that come with it.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Exactly.
God.
Exactly. Who wants to deal with everybody who has kids know that if you got that one kid, that's a headache. When they was little, they didn't listen. They never sat down. They didn't go to bed on time. They didn't clean their room. Then they got older, and you say, hey, okay, if you're going to go over your friend's house, just give me a call. They never call.
It's a
Now you
sad
worried
day
about
in
it.
sports
You
when
understand what I'm saying?
we gotta compare the professionals to kids.
But that's what it is.
Well,
It's
they
like
still
having
are kids,
temper
though.
tantrums.
They young kids.
Nah,
temper
not
tantrum
really
kids.
though. Nah, I disagree because
And I think
that,
once you give them that money, that put them back as kids. When
Yeah,
you give,
yeah.
when you
know.
give a
It's
partly true.
When you give a 22-year-old $20 million in
not
his
every
pocket,
22-year-old.
you give a
That's the
22-year-old
biggest.
$20 million in his
that's
pocket.
that's the biggest
Like,
question you have.
he's
in the
16
draft.
again.
It's not talent.
like he's 16.
Again, like
The
I said,
biggest
Larry
question-
Fitzgerald was 20 when
and
he got
everybody's
drafted.
yes man.
Larry Fitzgerald was 20 when he got drafted. We never heard anything about him.
him.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's hard to deal with, man. That's
Yeah.
hard. If you're
Yeah.
a coach, it's already hard enough. You got a game plan. You got to make sure you got the right people in the right situations. You got to make sure your guys are healthy.
Look.
You got to make sure you got all your T's and I's dotted and crossed. I'm talking about down, distance, situation, goal line, short yardage. You got to make sure you got all of that done. And then I got to make sure that Dez Bryant is cool with the way I said it.
He came to meeting.
You know what I'm saying?
I was mad about. Let me give you one. I was mad about Pac-Man. I'm like, why is this boy in the strip club throwing up all this money? I'm like, what is he doing? He just got back in the league. Then I type up his age. He was only like 23, 24. But he's been in the league for 3 years already. I'm like, what you expect? I got a team full of yes men. And I'm a baby still. His brain is just fully being developed. They said your brain is fully as a man at 25 is when your
frontal
brain
lobe, the
is
frontal
full
lobe.
grown. So he still was
But
a
listen,
kid.
dig this.
But
We
so
talking about.
do you want me to hire somebody?
But we talking about two different things, though.
You might have to.
We talking about two different things.
What they did that for?
I'm not worried about
the
they
great
did it for
ones.
Dez. I'm not worried about you being in the strip club throwing ones if you're not going to jail. As long as you're not going to jail, what you do outside of the compound.
Pac-Man pulled the gun out, though.
But he
Domestic violence
did. He
and the guns.
did. But this is the point I'm making. As long as if you're doing that kind of stuff, that's legal within the rights of the law. You cool.
Right.
I'm talking about when we at the facility and we trying to install our game plan and we trying to do stuff like that, and you're always, damn, coach, why you gonna put me here this week? Why I gotta do that?
Yeah,
why this?
questions.
Why that? Last week he didn't throw the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We're
Like,
not there yet.
Right now,
that's
it's not
what
even there.
I'm
Oh,
talking
it'd be
about.
simple. Son,
I'm talking
let's go
about that
upstairs.
part of
I gotta make
the
some calls.
equation. That's what I'm talking about. Not what you do in your personal
Right.
time. As long as you're not getting arrested, you're not a
And
distraction.
I don't get the calls.
I'm
right?
just talking about when you're at the facility and we're trying to get things done, but then I got to take 15 to 20 minutes out of my time every day to talk to you and counsel you because you don't like the way you was
And you
throwing the
wanna ice
ball
grill
last
me
week.
like I
and
did
you
something
didn't
wrong.
like, you know what I'm saying? We winning and you pouting. What? That's crazy. It's just like,
If we losing, it's worse.
yeah, like you going off. What's up to
Be
Brian
magnified.
Kaiser?
Unless
Shout
you
out to
get your
him.
numbers. Unless you get your numbers, then
Yeah.
it's okay.
Then you're like,
Yeah,
okay, I
if
got
you
my
winning
numbers.
and you don't get your numbers, you mad.
Then you on the
if
sideline.
you losing and you get your numbers, you happy.
If you get your numbers and we lose, then you on the sideline talking about,
I
man,
ain't
it's all
lose,
right.
y'all lost.
We get them. No. You'll be on the sideline saying, hey, we'll get them next week. Don't worry about it, guys. We'll be back. We'll bounce back.
You
because
feel
you
good.
got your numbers.
Yeah, you feel
But
good.
now
know what I'm
you go from 12 catches to 2. You know what I mean?
feel like you won when the team lost. Huh?
Well, you're gonna be on Sports Center that night. You're gonna have some highlights. People want to see you, so you feel better. You feel good about yourself. But that don't win.
I see
That
why
doesn't
NFL
win.
team. It's such a fine line between winning and losing, and I see why teams get them guys out of there.
Yeah,
I
culture.
see
Oh,
why
yeah.
they get
It's
them
for the
guys
culture,
out of there.
baby.
And you don't
believe
have
it-
time enough to go back.
Right,
You got to
and
go
believe it or
forward.
not, believe it or not, there are a lot more professionally well-rounded players in the league that just want to do their job and want you to do your job than it is guys like that.
Yeah.
And those guys don't want those guys on the team. You know,
No, 'cause we're
they
trying to
get
win.
tired because they'll talk to him. If you come in young and you fiery like that, and the vets are going to tell you, hey, man, you got to calm down.
It's a
Man,
long
you gotta-
season.
You got to do this. You got to do that, man. You need to, you got to conserve your energy. You need to. But as the years go on and you keep doing the same thing, and it's like you just not getting it, they gonna be done with
And the
you.
more your numbers go up, that's like, someone talking to Alden Smith and he like, man, I had 12 sacks, you had 2. Like, what are you talking to me for?
But it's like even if you're not an asshole, that's the point I'm making though. You don't have to be an asshole that people don't like. I'm saying because there's a lot of assholes on teams that still go out and just do their job.
I don't
You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
really get down.
I'm
with it,
talking
but
about the
you
guys
come
that's
play.
just high maintenance.
Yeah.
High maintenance that the captain's got to talk to. The position coach got to talk to.
PR
The
department.
offensive coordinator got to talk
The
to.
PR
The
department
head
too.
coach got to talk to.
You always getting wrote up.
He's
under
not
special
even-
surveillance.
not even getting written up.
You
Just
always
the
gonna be
fact that
detention.
you got to deal with this person, you got to take time away from what you're supposed to be doing because you got to deal with this person and their attitude, their mood every day.
Yeah.
It's
Every
it's
single
crazy.
day.
It's
Rick said that's what killed Terrell Owens. Yeah, it definitely what killed Terrell Owens.
Yeah,
you know.
definitely.
He had production though that would allow
That kept him longer.
on
Right,
teams.
right.
Because I think he can still go right now. T.O. is like the
He's somewhere
Tupac,
working
and he's
out.
still alive. Like everybody in their heart love.
He's
He's
somewhere
still
working
alive.
out.
Yeah, how Brady playing
I
at
think-
40 something,
But you
he the
gotta
wide
be
receiver that can
you
play
got-
at 40 something.
You gotta be like Bob Knight said a long time ago. He said, "All this stuff is good. All these antics is good as long as I'm winning. As soon as I stop winning in Indiana,
Yeah, because it makes you sleep at night.
and I'll be out of here."
So what do you do if you're so you got this diva receiver that's always complaining? I want the ball. I want this. I ain't get enough throws. I should line up here. I don't like going in motion. I don't. And then the quarterback say, "Come on, coach, man, I can't deal with this." What do you do?
Well, you gotta
Now
take
you got
you
your
gotta
quarterback and your wide
you gotta
receiver.
take the necessary intervention with it gotta be me and the receiver, then it gotta be me and the quarterback, then it gotta be all of us.
But then
If I don't get nothing out of that,
See,
somebody gotta
it's
go.
like problem
But then that's an issue because you got it now. Instead of just coming to work and doing your job, preparing for the game, I got to sit down with the coach and have this meeting with this D.
I'm only going that
this
meeting
person
one
don't
time,
like the
though.
ball.
But see,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm
That's
only
it. I
going
think
there one
it's-
time.
So it's like, so what is basketball coaches just built different? Because football coaches just get rid of you. Basketball coaches figure out a way.
Well, they can't.
Like everybody figure out a way.
It's guaranteed in b-ball. You can't just get rid of it.
But they don't trade you.
And it's because you're not going to get that value.
Right. You're not getting the value.
Right. Like what you said about Steve Kerr said about Rodman. He said Rodman came in a little late with came in for the practice and he was straying away from the team. So Phil made Steve Kerr go out with Rodman. He said, I don't know what I'm doing with Rodman. He said, so I'm out at the club with Rodman all night. He said, we come back in, and he said we got together and we won that championship. He said, but Steve, like Rodman was like tearing himself away. He said, but Phil knew that. I don't think it's like more on a coach. Like coaches like have like more of a zero tolerance in football for some reason than basketball.
Well, it's more players. You got to manage.
Players.
Right. And you got if in football, it's more players. And there's a lot of guys that are not going to get the credit that need you to win. In basketball, you see everybody, you do different depth. There's guys in that front offensive line that no one knows, who don't get jersey sales, who don't get any of that.
Yeah, you don't even know him.
Don't got a bobblehead.
Don't got a bobblehead.
He created his own bobblehead.
Yeah.
But those 5 offensive linemen, everybody got to be on pace to get the job done and for the culture of winning. In football, when you have so many players and so many personalities, and the contracts aren't guaranteed, and we're looking at a football player's life is about 4 or 5 years. The most on average,
pretty much.
Anyway,
so I'm not trying to put up with that garbage.
I'm trying to win. I don't got time for all this. You know.
But that's the thing. To my point, though, the thing about Rodman is, and I'm sure Steve Kerr. I saw that story too. Steve Kerr was like they had to come in and go to practice, and he went to bed. Yeah, but Rodman went to practice like nothing ain't happened. The thing about Rodman is he was a professional, so when he came to the job, he was still going to do his job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was still going to run, still going to work hard, box out, rebound, play defense, and then when it was over with, he was going to go work out for an hour. And then he was going to go out again. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's
and he can do it.
That's the difference between like championship Hall of Fame
and that's
guys.
the point they deal with. They deal with players that are professional who don't have football problems. See, there's a difference between having a football problem
and just a problem.
And being a problem out. Like when you hang out, he only needs 3 hours sleep and he's sharp, know the playbook, know everything. He got the honeys, he got everything. But man, he ain't missed a practice, he ain't missed a game in 8 years. That's okay. I mean, that you can do that. You can do that.
Yeah.
But when you causing a disturbance in the locker room, when you causing a football disturbance, that's when they're like, nah, we got
Sunni. Who was the guy? I know Sunni. Jonathan won't know this, but who was the guy, the Cowboys, that didn't speak to nobody on the team for the whole year?
The running back,
Dwayne Thomas.
Dwayne Thomas
didn't speak the whole year. I'm talking about,
and they won the Super Bowl.
I'm talking about when they sat in the meeting room and took attendance. He wouldn't even say here. But when it came time to go to work,
he knew
did his
clocked
job.
in.
He practiced hard. He ran hard. He played hard. He knew his plays. He knew his assignments. And what can you say?
Yeah,
I'm not paying you to speak.
Yeah,
I'm not paying you to talk to nobody. I'm paying for you to make football plays. So it's a difference between being a distraction. And like you said, nobody knew that until, NFL films and those guys started doing stories and stuff like that. Then it's like, wow, he played that whole year without talking to nobody?
Yeah.
And but we didn't know.
Right.
Whereas the difference is with these guys, we talking about the Dezes and the Beckhams and the Owens and these guys is, you see it right on the sideline. He's being a distraction. Now, don't get me wrong. Everybody loses their cool once in a while.
Right.
These guys do it like almost weekly.
Yeah.
Almost weekly.
Then it becomes old because of
and then not only does it happen on the sideline, but it's going on during the week in practice what we don't see.
Chad Johnson, it seemed like he was different though. But he was actually like that same type of distraction.
But this is the thing.
He
I'm
was
saying.
similar but different.
But he was a distraction.
He
wasn't the. Don't get me wrong.
Type of
but don't get me wrong.
He was.
All of these guys aren't. I just want my numbers. I don't care if we win, guys. But they all high maintenance. So even though I might be saying, hey, we need to run the ball, we need to do this, or we need to do that, and I'm not actually calling for the ball, but still, me having to be.
There's some energy going over there that's taken away from something else.
Somebody to come put their arm around me and say it's going to be all right. And that's taken away from the game. Because think about this. This is what I always say to players and people that debate me the other way about this situation. Imagine if all 53 people on the team was like that.
Oh.
You ain't got enough coaches to calm everybody down.
Hey,
So
I might
because
give
you
me a
the-
job.
Because
Everybody
you
got
was
a platoon.
Even if it was 10 of them.
So because you feel like you the best player or you the top receiver in the league, you get to do this. What if everybody did this? What if Terrence Smith decided to do that, Dez? What we ain't cutting him. You know what I mean? So now we got to calm him down. What if DeMarcus Lawrence decided to do that?
Hey,
we ain't cutting him.
There's not enough coaches.
You dig what I'm saying? What if Big Ben or Hayward on the Steelers or these big time players, the running back? What if they all decided to do the same thing that Antonio Brown was doing? You don't have enough coaches to calm these guys down. So why do I want to deal with this? Why do I want to deal with that?
Well, corners are starting to get like the receivers now too.
Well, but why do I want to deal with that from anybody?
It's easy to cut a corner now.
What's the kid? What's the kid from the Rams? Not Talib, but the other guy, Marcus Peters.
Yeah.
Why do I see why the Kansas City got rid of him?
Yeah, he went in the stands with a guy.
Like, why do I want to deal with this?
Right.
Why do I need to deal with this?
Let me tell you something. Here's the thing. He goes in the stands,
But Lynch
to argue with a guy.
They cousins.
When Peters,
they're not real cousins.
he goes into the stands to have an argument with a fan. He goes into the stands.
Didn't say nothing.
Peters.
Yeah, Peters goes in the stands, have an argument with a fan who was booing him or whatever. You don't know that cat from a can of paint. That cat can walk up on you at any time. Anytime. And maybe the star running back's out with you. Now we done lost two people. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because that's where we living now.
I mean, like, look, I tell you, quick, we'll jump into the boxing real quick. I remember the time I was leaving the club down Philly. Iverson was there with his entourage. So it was Bluezettes. It was Bluezettes. Bluezettes. So it's like 2 in the morning. They got the Phantom parked out of Bluezettes or whatever. And everything's letting out. 2 o'clock down there, Old City. So guy walking by bumps into the Phantom, and Iverson's crew was like, "Yo, watch the Phantom. Hey." And, he had some food choice words, you know what I mean? Like, this is a car, ain't nothing in the car, whatever. So they swolled up like they about to surround this guy and give him the business.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, whoa. All you going to do, there's nothing done to the car. There's no damage to the car. All you're going to do is make this guy rich and famous. If you saw him, won't you guys just get back in your $250,000 car and go enjoy your evening? And they was right. You right, old head.
Is that what they said?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was old head at that time. I was like, I'm out there. I was like, plus I didn't even know if it was gonna be some gunplay and I get caught with a string.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was like I'm trying to keep Iverson still balling and all that out the papers and everything like that. So everybody, they say it takes a village. So yeah, I was doing my part in the village, trying to keep everything calmed down. But yeah, you got to have a team about the team. That's the Patriots way, baby. And the Patriots keep going back to these championships for a reason. It's culture. That's what we talk here. It's sports talk for the
because
culture.
When you come here, that's what we want you. When you come to New England, they say the New England way, the Patriot way. The Patriots way, man, is do your job.
Yeah, that's it.
Just come here
with all the fun fans.
Hey, listen, old boy did his job for a long time until he found out what his real job was. Hernandez.
I knew you was Hernandez.
He was doing his job, wasn't he?
He's a part-time football player.
Look, he was a legend in 2 games like Pee Wee Kirkland.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, I mean, he handled his business. But on time, making practices. Of course, he's killing people at night.
That's what I'm saying.
But at the same time,
That was crazy.
He handled. He did a few more hits up there.
In another 5 years,
You know, he got bodies in Florida. Too.
Oh yeah.
Do they make a Hernandez Netflix special in like
I'm sure it's coming.
I'm sure it's coming.
Well, they said Tebow came to the rescue plenty of times on that campus.
Yeah, but definitely. Let's jump into boxing. There is a new heavyweight champion of the world, and that man is a Mexican American of Mexican descent.
Good for him.
First Mexican.
Mexican heavyweight ever.
Ole!
Butter, beans, and rice.
He don't even look right holding them belts.
6'2", 268.
Yeah, that's enough to get it done.
He's a big man. And what I got it here on here. I want to take a look at the pivotal 3rd round. Because this is where it all changed in the 3rd round. That's what I want to take a look at.
You don't really want to land the right hand because you're outside. You're in there with a bigger man, so you just want to show him the right hand to try to get Johnson to commit with a counter punch, and then you can counter the counter. Round number 3, Manny Robles also telling
Now, Jonathan, what's going on here?
He didn't train. He didn't come in. He didn't prepare. He took it easy.
He was looking at the
He
stomach.
didn't know nothing about this guy.
That's what he was doing.
He like,
Thought it was
I'm
gonna
a,
be easy.
yeah, he just thought it was going to be an easy one.
So that right hand hit you. You get dizzy.
So I should say, as we watching this clip, after this fight is when I immediately stopped my diet and just started going into the
Yeah,
just started
the hell
lifting weights.
abs. I started lifting cheesesteaks.
I saw the fight and I saw a little clip of him working out. He's actually real nimble.
Yeah.
He was doing like ladder drills and yo.
Bro, we got to call him on the button. Now, this is what I think Joshua said. I got to finish him because Wilder knocked the guy out and got out of his element. What do you think, Jonathan?
Yeah, and that's what he
got
did.
caught.
He wanted to be like that. He wanted to knock him out.
And you're supposed to.
Right, but that's what hurt him when he went for that knockout.
When you knock somebody down, that you go for the knockout.
And this boy is a brawler, huh?
Yeah, and he caught him right here. Right there on the side of the temple. That changed everything.
Over 200 pounds, you're a threat.
Yeah. You went 270.
I don't think we want to watch this.
Wow,
Who wants to watch this?
I do.
And he kept getting with the overhand right. Like he wouldn't hold on. Like he never been like holding. You supposed to bear hug right now to the ref pull you off it.
Right? When you never been there, hey.
He been there though.
He got hit
Yeah,
by
Klitschko
He got hit
him
by
down.
Klitschko. Klitschko knocked him down. He got himself together.
Guess he hit a little harder than Klitschko.
Nah, Klitschko pulled the gas off. Klitschko brother blamed himself for that loss. He said, I told my brother to ease up
So he thought
instead
they
of
had
keeping
a-
the foot on the
Thought they
gas.
had a one on the.
Like he and the guy has good hands. Like Ruiz, you can tell he
But
had
we've been around, man. He got 100+ amateur fights. Like, throw the right. You should have threw the right there.
Joshua's still drunk.
Yeah.
When you seeing 3, you know what I mean?
He don't know where to throw the right at, huh?
Well, I'm going to tell you something. They're going to fight again,
Yeah.
and it's going to get stopped in the first round.
Just like the Hakeem Rockman,
Yeah, it's going to be
This guy's a
Rockman.
boxer though.
Lennox Lewis.
It's going to be the Rockman Lewis. Underprepared, didn't train.
Yep. But they're going to Ruiz him, going to fight again.
Ruiz
And
is like, look, I'm the champion now. He's like, I'm the captain now.
you felt
We
this.
might not go to England. We might go to Mexico Stadium.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Ruiz.
Ruiz was not playing.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm all tats. I was just working on somebody's car a couple months ago.
He came in like James the Grim Reaper, like on the Great White Hope. You remember that movie with David Wayne?
Right here.
Came in overweight, but that ain't mean nothing.
That was the round that turned it off, and he ended
Never
up,
got himself back together.
and he never got back together. Never got back
When
together.
you get hit in the
after that.
head with that club, it'll take
right
you a whole
over the
bunch.
temple, right over the temple, and he never fully recovered from that. And he was on Queer Street for a long time, and Ruiz got him out of there in the 7th round. Really boxed too. Ruiz after I don't know if this guy's hurt. Oh, wow, he's still hurt. He's not drunk. Took his time the next 2 rounds. Started going to the body. Started tapping to his body to set up that overhand right again, and got him out of there. Interesting enough. They played around with this Joshua Wilder fight that never happened. He just cost himself $150 million easily. Now, everybody says, well, they'll fight again and he'll win. Wilder doesn't think that. Wilder thinks that this guy is shook. He's not going to be the same player, the same boxer. What do you think, Jonathan? He was your guy, and he got thoroughly beat. He was outclassed.
He was your guy, John.
Well, he is my guy.
He's still your guy? I don't know if you
we don't give up. We don't give up that fast. Everybody,
But what do you think? I'm gonna put this out there because Ruiz said, look, all this talk about the rematch clause and all this stuff. I'm the champion. Look, you trying to get me to go to England? He said, I might want to do this in L.A. I mean, I want to do this around my peoples. He said he's even talking about going to Mexico, Mexican Stadium, heavyweight championship. Ali and Foreman fought in Zaire, so it was like he was like, they went back to Africa in the '70s, Mexican champ, take it to Mexico.
Better have the best security team around.
I mean, we play football games there.
That would be a spectacle to see.
Louise, if Louise is smart, Louise make it a trilogy. Even if Louise goes to his home and then goes to Mexico for the third one, like he make it a trilogy, you know, make it a trilogy and then ride off in the sunset.
Well, he's not gonna fight if he gets Louise back. He's not gonna fight that man again.
Well, if it's in the contract, you know.
I mean, he ain't look. He ain't that.
It wouldn't be in. They just got the rematch clause, right?
Right. Yeah. Now I need to put my clause in there now for the next fight. I mean, that would be the smart thing for Louise to get his payday to ride in the sunset.
I think they still don't own that clause, but it would be interesting to see.
Yeah, but
because here's the thing about it. I'm saying that because you know how England travels to support their boxers.
Right.
Yes, a lot of English people were in.
The money is definitely if
Great Britain was there, so I can see Great Britain, going to Mexico.
Oh yeah.
Do you get the big Mexican?
If Great Britain doesn't go to Mexico, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah. If the arena is there, the size, the fit, everything,
Oh, they gonna
have.
That's definitely something to think about. You know what I mean? For the money.
But it's gonna be all the way in the building.
And the promoters only care about the bread, so they gonna have it.
Yeah, it's gonna be where it's gonna be.
So if they know that the people from England gonna travel, then we gonna have it in Mexico City, and then we gonna
altitude.
Get it on.
That'd be. I mean, that'll be a spectacle to watch.
Yeah,
I mean, where does can Joshua come back from this? Is he built like that?
I know he got to fight him again.
He's going to come back. He will come back. A lot of people said Joshua, he handled himself as a professional, so he gained some fans, because every time the media wanted to talk to him, he didn't walk off or say, I want to talk to you. He said, no, this is Louise night. You talk to Louise. Right. He's a champion, first Mexican ever. So a lot of people was happy about the way he handled himself. I actually got a phone call that all that Mexican money, cartel money, he got dropped off a bag. This is what I got a call.
That's how that goes.
I got a call that Johnson got dropped off a bag from that Mexico cartel money.
That's how
you know what I mean?
You sound like the Warrior fans talking about all their players hurt right now.
Hey, I heard he got dropped the bag off, but
man, you don't go 7 rounds.
But this is what happens when you take them short fights. I
agree with that.
R.I.P. Burt Cooper. He almost got Holyfield.
Yeah, exactly.
When you take them short fights, you don't know nothing about the player.
You're training for somebody else.
You training for somebody totally different, And
he had more hands. His hands were heavier than the guy.
I agree with that.
And things like this can happen. This is the chance that you take. It's only a win, no matter what, for Louise. Even if Louise would have gotten and lost, I still got the highest payday of my career.
Yeah.
So. It's on win-win. So why not get out there and throw them bombs?
Yeah.
And if I lose the Wilder, I still can get another payday from somebody else. If I lose the Joshua, Wilder may want to fight me. I can get a payday from Wilder because Wilder want to show me how Joshua should have did it.
True.
I can get a payday from Wilder. I can get a payday.
But to me, I may be wrong. I may be wrong, and like I said, I don't see it. But when Joshua hit this man, and Louise went down, Louise got mad.
Oh, yeah.
Like he look at his face. It wasn't like
I don't belong here.
It wasn't like I don't belong there. His look was like, this son of a bitch got me.
He got me.
I'm gonna get up and get him. That's the way he looked at me.
I'm not supposed to be down here, huh?
He had that. He was dazed for a second, and he was like. Then it came over him like, all right, all right, let's go.
Yeah,
because he got hit with another right after that.
I was never supposed to go down.
Top of the ceiling.
He got because Ruiz got hit with another right.
And seen the top of the sky.
Before he caught him. Like he got hit again and didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
It was like he hit him and was like, okay, you got me.
Yeah.
But look, I'm here to fight. With that, let's go. Like, he knocked me into the fight. Like, okay.
I'm just mad that those guys didn't make that big fight.
Of course. We always gonna be like that.
I'm actually happy because now it's gonna put Joshua in a different training. It's gonna put Joshua on notice a little more about everything. It is gonna put him on notice.
I heard he's Frank. They saying he's Frank Bruno. A big muscular guy, Englishman.
We're gonna see after this next fight.
The man got knocked down by Klitschko, arguably one of the best heavyweight champions of all time, who ran the heavyweight division for about 10 years, who everybody was afraid of.
Hugging distance. Yeah.
He did it. He made Lennox Lewis retire.
Hugging distance.
So he took that guy's hardest punch, got up and put him down. I wouldn't consider him no Frank Bruno, So
okay, that's just one of the people. But they were whispering, "Is he another Frank Bruno?"
Well, he looks, that's
big and muscular.
Because how he looks, But that's the thing. He looks good, in shorts, and on the beach. But he needs to focus a little more.
Frank Bruno is, man.
Oh man, listen, I didn't know who Frank Bruno was.
Look, we've been doing boxing at 205 with Lincoln for long.
Let me tell you, the first time I seen Frank Bruno. he was fighting Mike. I said, "Oh my God, Mike gonna get killed."
Yeah.
This boy have ab muscles on the sides of his on the sides. He had like 21 ab packs, man. He had abs on the side, muscles on the side. I said, "Oh my God, look at his neck. His neck came from here. Like his neck."
What happened?
Man, he got on that bike. I said, "What's wrong with Bull, man?"
Mike.
I said,
that's the Mike effect.
I said, "Oh, all that tough stuff he was doing, and I'm gonna do this." And Mike never fought nobody look like this. And man, when I seen Frank Bruno, man, his neck muscles, everything, I said, "Oh my, this bull is crazy. He gonna kill Mike." That was the last time I seen. First and last time I seen Frank Bruno.
That boop bop.
Look, they say you can't judge the honey by looking at the bee.
I thought he was gonna kill Mike, man.
That's what my grandma used to say.
We
You can't judge the apple by looking at the tree.
We had that Supreme Pizza, from
right there,
from Apollo.
Oh no, Apollo Pizza Shop. The original
Supreme
Greeks,
pizza.
the best pizza in the world ever. The original Apollos. They have definitely. We do 12, 13 pies in there. Definitely going on that. Definitely. Media, Apollo Pizza. It's legendary, baby. I mean, it's not the same as it used to be with the original owners, but
we'll be there soon.
But definitely, we'll get there. But
Great quality show, man.
Yeah, definitely. Look, we still got homework to do. I'm on a presentation on Steph and AI for next week.
Oh, it's coming. I'm ready. It's coming.
I want PowerPoints and posters.
That's easy in this day and age.
I want PowerPoints and posters.
We can pull it up. We can watch a whole game.
So we'll see. Hey, Wayne Kitchen. We're going to try to nail that down.
We're going to try to nail that down.
Coming in Jersey, over in Jersey. Indie Sports Network Live, catch us Tuesday. We're looking into some other radio stations where you can catch us live, catch our podcast. We're trying to be out and about.
Mobile
coming. Mobile. We're going to be on the scene, crispy and clean.
I can almost smell that grass, man, for a training camp football.
It had to be clacking. Definitely. All right, this is Sunni Jennings out with Duke, Jonathan, Nate, and Doug. We out. Peace. Sports Talk Live for the culture.